Hi, my name is Cynthia, and today was my first day in the UCAT Bible class. And when we were sent into different breakdown rooms, we were reflecting on one of the Bible verse and the meaning of what exactly it is. And when one of my friend was reading the verse and the meaning of it, I came across this line wherein the line says, as a person created by God, a human being is not something, but rather someone, and hence uniquely valuable. As a person, a human being is capable of self knowledge and reflection on himself. This line really touched me, and when Akka was sharing about how we should place our faith in God, I just wanted to add and share my testimony that I came across with God. So, this was back then when I was in school. I got into a bad habit of cutting my hand. It just started with me cutting my hand for joy. And I really never thought about anything else. I never had thought about how I'm going to answer my parents if they're going to see. I just did it. My friends used to do it, and we used to always compete who does it better, who's going to cut deeper. And this something that we started just like a competition became a habit, and it started becoming a really bad habit wherein whenever I get angry, whenever nothing goes according to what I want or the way I want, or when I'm frustrated, I'm stressed, be it anything, in a bad mood, in bad anger, I used to sit down and cut my hand. And every time anyone would have asked me, like, Cynthia, why do you cut your hand? I've always said anger issues. It's all right. And I never thought about it. I never wanted to give it a second thought or be guilty of what exactly I'm doing. And I never wanted to think about it. And it continued. It kept continuing. It kept happening. I kept cutting my hand for silly reasons. And it so happened that when I joined college, I took part in this Christmas celebration, and we were practicing for dance. So one of my senior, she just seen the cuts, and she called me aside, and she was like, Cynthia, you're a Catholic, right? And I was like, yeah. And then she was like, your body belongs to God. Your body is the temple of God, and you're cutting your hand. And I was like, yeah, I have anger issues. And she was like, every wound you cut on your hand is a wound on the Lord's body. You shouldn't be doing this. As a Catholic, it's not acceptable. And I said, okay, fine. And I didn't give it a second thought because I didn't want to feel guilty about it. I didn't want to feel anything about the cuts on my hand. And then in the later the next year, we had the retreat, the annual retreat, and Father Benny was preaching. So on the day of adoration, Father Benny was saying, you need to let go and forgive people. You need to let every emotion out, and reflect that your body is the temple of God, and keep your body holy. So that is when my senior's words, whatever she spoke to me, just hit my brain. And I felt really guilty that day about what am I doing, and is it worth it? Is it really worth it, destroying that body, destroying the temple of God, destroying that body that God gave? Why can't you be happy with what is there? Why can't you just accept things around? Why do you have to harm yourself? Nothing is worth it. Don't do it. And I felt really guilty, and I started praying in the adoration. And after the adoration finished, and Father started announcing about testimonies, or he was started telling that so and so person is achieved this, so and so person is having this habit and got rid of it. And I was just praying, and I was thinking, I prayed for my hand today, and I prayed that I should never cut my hand. I'm placing my faith in you, Lord, today. And I want my habit to get rid. And as soon as I told that moment Father announcing that there is a girl in the crowd who has a bad habit of cutting her hand, and from today she would never be able to cut her hand ever again. And from that moment onwards till date, even when I felt like cutting my hand, I literally get a debate in my brain like, Cynthia, it's not worth it. You made a promise. You're not going to cut your hand. It's okay. It will pass. Even though I sit with a blade in my hand, something stops me. A very strong feeling. I will not be able to place that blade on my hand, on my body. And when I get into this temptation, when I feel like cutting my hand, I actually sit down. I read Mother Mary's book, and as soon as I read that book, as soon as I sit down and try to calm myself and talk to God, is that very second, that very minute, the urge of my self-harm is gone. So all that I want to say from my testimony is, when you place your trust in God, when you have faith, keep on and hold on to that faith. Don't let go of that faith, because it is important for us to have that constant faith and trust, belief, and make a promise to ourselves that we are not going to do it. We are not going to let go of our faith, our belief that we have, because that promise, the faith and our belief is going to carry on and is going to make us strong. And that's the only way we can conquer any distraction, any temptation. And when we place our faith in God, it happens. God never lets go, never lets anyone's faith go in vain. So placing your faith in God is important. Thank you.